Look, I get military strategy requires secrecy. You don't have to announce to Iran, hey, we're coming Tuesday at 3 p.m. Of course, some stuff has to stay classified, but that's not what this is. Trump already has approved attack plans for Iran. That part is done now, but he's withholding the final launch order while he's publicly pretending he hasn't even decided yet. That's not strategy, guys. That is narrative control. That's him trying to look calm and measured when in reality, the wheels are already in motion. The military is on standby. The targets are chosen. All that's missing is the green light. So the secrecy isn't about Iran not knowing what's coming. It's about us not knowing either. It's about avoiding accountability, because if this all turns into a disaster, he'll say it was a last-minute call that he had to make under pressure. But that's a lie. He has all of it lined up right now. You don't get to make a decision that could start a war and then pretend you're still thinking about it, because that is the furthest thing from leadership. That is a con.
We have breaking news right now. Donald Trump has officially approved plans to strike Iran, for the United States to go to war with Iran and strike nuclear sites, according to the Wall Street Journal. But the holdup, there's no final approval just yet. He's waiting to see whether or not Iran will, on its own, abandon its nuclear progress and its nuclear facilities, according to the Wall Street Journal's latest reporting. 3 people familiar with the deliberations in this matter have said that Donald Trump has approved final plans to strike Iran. But the final order still is on hold. Iranian nuclear facilities remain up and running, but Donald Trump is waiting to see whether or not Tehran will abandon the nuclear program on its own. Folks, this is significant. Donald Trump is meeting with his National Security Council right now. We could potentially see a strike of Iran this evening based on the timeline. So I will provide you updates every step of the way. Subscribe to my Substack to support at the link in my bio. Spread the word. It's going to be a very long night. Giddy up. I'm not going to be sleeping anytime soon, so follow along for all the news you need to know about. I'll have time, or I'll have updates every hour.
Cool. It's about 3:30 p.m. West Coast time on Wednesday, June 18th. Wall Street Journal is reporting this afternoon that Donald Trump has privately approved attack plans for Iran, but is withholding the final go-ahead order for now. So the attack plans are in place. Great. Trump told senior aides late Tuesday that he approved of attack plans for Iran, but was holding off to see if Iran would abandon its nuclear program, people familiar with the deliberations said. Iran's well-defended Fordow enrichment facility is a possible U.S. target. It is buried underneath a mountain and generally considered by military experts to be out of reach of all but the most powerful of bombs that I guess only the United States has, the 30,000-pound bunker busters. Asked if he decided whether to strike at Iran's nuclear facilities, Trump said, "I may do it, I may not do it." And he repeated his insistence on Iran's unconditional surrender. The next week is going to be very big, maybe less than a week. He's so stupid. Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei earlier said his country will not surrender and warned any U.S. military intervention would bring irreparable consequences. We have like 19 military bases in the Middle East, 50,000 troops currently stationed in the Middle East. Iran has a shit ton of missiles. The U.S. military has built up forces in the Middle East in recent days. A third U.S. Navy destroyer entered the Eastern Mediterranean Sea, and a second carrier strike group is headed towards the Arabian Sea. While the Pentagon said the military buildup is purely defensive, hey, defensive, just like the preemptive defensiveness of Israel, it better positions the United States should President Trump decide to join Israelis in attacking Iran. It could also be a tactic to pressure Iran to capitulate or make concessions. Israel and Iran have continued to exchange fire, and the death toll in Iran rose above 450. In Israel, at least 24 people have died as a result of Iranian strikes. 30 minutes ago, Trump wrapped up a meeting with his national security advisors in the Situation Room. Ay, 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 ay. So he has approved an attack plan for Iran, and he's just waiting to give the final order. Because he saw the Fox News coverage and the war looked sexy, and he wanted to get in on it because he has FOMO. Cool.